Composing Gloves here. Today we're taking a look at Spaced Out. It is a new delay reverb plugin. It's actually really cool. Normally I'm not super hyped about more reverb plugins because everyone has made a reverb plugin. But this one, I've been using it a lot because of the way the delay works with the space. And if you look at my template, I actually have a verb delay send that I'll make use of because it was a process I grabbed enough that I decided to make it. So having a plugin that does this is really nice, and it does it in a way that they've got some color features and a bunch of like really cool bells and whistles. I have here an orchestral track and a few other tracks that we're going to take a look at where I am using it. And so let's really quick just hear this intro. Yeah, so it gets cool, big, fancy, and all that fun stuff. Let's take a look here at the reverb being used, right? So it's Spaced Out by Baby Audio, and this is on the choir. So right now it's been mixed mostly dry because I don't want it like overbearing. I just wanted to sort of add a little bit of verb to it. And let's go ahead and turn these off. Otherwise we'll hear booms all over the place. Okay, so here it is. Let's move it 100% wet for now. And there are two halves to this. So this is the delay half, this is the reverb half. And both of them have very interesting takes on how to interact with it. So first off, if you're opening this up and you just want cool results, my recommendation is just to hit generate. It's gonna generate it, and the plugin, the two processes are made in such a way that the generate works really, really well. So you generate it, and then I'd move this around. There are a few controls that you want to keep your eye on, such as the feedback control and whatever the texture's on. If the texture goes to lo-fi, you might get something kind of jarring. Those are the only two settings that I'd really pay attention to. And to start us off, there's a bug as well. This is not consistent across platforms. I already emailed the developer, and we've already like found what the problem is. So if you go into the cog, go to troubleshoot, go to used fixed buffer size, say yes, and then toggle the two options, and now it works. So it's an issue with buffer size. They already know they're working on a fix and they're going to update it. So not a big deal. Brand new plugins are always going to have a few kinks when they distribute them across a bunch of systems, right? So anyways, we've generated. We're going to go ahead and move this around. We go a few more times. So this is one of the reasons I really like it, is the fact that you can get so many textures just by moving this. Like another one I really like that's kind of similar is Comet by Infected Mushroom Polyverse. You know those guys. And they have a preset morpher, and I love this thing. Any plugin that's got a preset morpher, I'm kind of into. And so this to me is kind of like a dope preset morpher, essentially. And so the only thing I wish you could do, which I have not yet found a way to do, is you can't automate this thing left and right. You can only go up and down at the moment. So one day I hope to be able to move left and right. That would be really cool. Okay. There's that, and there's some pluses and minuses. Let's get into a few details real quick. So reverb side, you have these 4 maps. They're listed down here. So we're in Lush, then you have Trippy, Alien, and Cosmic. And then, of course, further out is a longer length. So if we were to just really quick demo those. Let's go to 100%. And let's open the filter up too. So you have some options down here. We're going to bring the filter up, stardust down, clean up down. That's Cosmic, Lush, and Trippy. And then we have these 4 presets up here. Oh, that scared me. Okay, 4 presets: outer space, medium space, small space, and vacuum. Also, I had my width down while we did this. So you have a width control down here. So right, extremely wide or mono, essentially. So this is just really nice. All the controls you kind of expect to see here. And then you've got cleanup, stardust, which I don't have technical knowledge on what these things do yet. I could look it up in the manual, but I essentially just turn these things up and down, see if I like what they do. Mellows, a filter, and then you have your pre-delay. So stuff that you would sort of expect here. You're going to spend most of your time fiddling with this doodad and perhaps screwing around with a few of these things. Now, if we come over to the other side, you've got your delays. Delay is not going to be super apparent here. Actually, I could concoct a situation where it will be. But things that you really want to pay attention to are the feedback level just off the bat, right? Because if you have it high, you're going to get, if we go over to the feedback side, yeah, you're going to get that kind of good stuff. So, right, we want to keep an eye on that on the generation. The other one is lo-fi. So if I were to, like, say we randomized and we were over here, moved over, you get the lo-fi, but it might be a bit much. So you might go over to, you know, wonky tape or hazy or clean. And you're hearing the delays happen here. I just think I've got a better example that we can look at for that. So anyways, that is spaced out in a nutshell. Let's go over to the glockenspiel, which has its own spaced out, and it would be a better demonstration for the delays. So great, Glock. If we move this over to 100% delay right now, I've got the dimension control on, so this is going to create like some panning for us. So if I were to add some delays, and there are 2 levels for each delay. So like, right, this is the louder one, this is the softer one. See how it's moving in the stereo field? We could turn that off. So this could be great for like lush pad sounds. It could be a little overbearing for stuff that's very percussive, like the glockenspiel. So here's clean. We can go through a few of the textures. So you can imagine mixing this along with the reverb over here can really just provide some cool options. So we've got our feedback. We've also got our sustain. We can add a few more. And we can, instead of having them be forward, we can have them be reversed, which could be kind of cool. Let's make every other one soft. Can add a few more. And then we have a filter right now. If we open the filter up, we'll hear more of that reversed. So yeah, keep an eye on the filter as well. But anyways, that is the delay section. There is a speed option up here, the different rhythms. You got triplet, dotted, and twice as fast. Yeah, it can be a good time. So anyways, that's spaced out in a nutshell what all the different controls do. If we go ahead and toggle the generate a few times, you can get some really cool results. And move it around to achieve some really cool spaces. So let's take a look at a couple of uses that I like to use this for. So I've already taken a look at it being used to set a space for something. Here's just a quick example of that. So I have this bell sound. If I take this off, you see how dry that is versus. So stuff like that is really, really great for. Next up, I have this bass line, sounds like this. Really, really, really forward in the context of the rest of the track. Kind of a bit too forward, so I put a spaced out on it. And because spaced out has the filters and those different color modes, it just sort of pops it right into place, and then I automate it off over time, creating a really dynamic, right, motion of it starting off in the distance and sort of coming forward. But it doesn't sound like it's super far away either, because you get those color effects and those delays as well. So it slowly grows over time, and you get a pretty cool effect coming out of it. This was made on a live stream, by the way, in case you want to like check out where I actually pull it out and where I use it. You can see it kind of in action. So there's 2 examples of spaced out in action. I have a bunch of them. Quite a few of them are on private projects, so I can't really share them. But this has definitely become a go-to for me. Like, I actually really like this because of the color effects. It's a lot easier than setting up the chain yourself and then picking like color box effects separately. So the Baby Audio has always been great about putting a bunch of things into one little space that you can just grab it all in one place. There is a link down below. It is an affiliate link if you'd like to pick this up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.